No, I do not have dibs to the longest intro. That belongs to Shiz. Come on now. I have greatly reduced my introduction. Okay. Okay. Unlike some people who say they have greatly reduced fraud. Excuse me. What's going on, everybody? Judy, I think they used to be bigger. That's wrong. That's just wrong, Becca. That's just wrong. You guys crack me up. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having an excellent start to the weekend. I don't plan on going very long. That's terrible. I'm not going to be here very long. Getting at your stopwatch to check. Stop it. You all know that Shiz has like a 5.5 hour intro. Yes, mine did used to be longer, but then things happened. I'm glad to see that your notifications worked. Wrote no last name. Yeah, buddy. In Shiz's defense, she played. It doesn't matter. She's still. It's like years longer than mine, and I get it. Shiz is much easier to look at than I am, so you guys tolerate that from Shiz. I understand what's going on here. It's no big deal. A lot of things have been going on. Fucking hell, man. Here's the thing. I've tried to keep up with all the goings on and like try and stay at least semi ahead of the game or with the game, but fucking hell, so much happens so quickly. I just don't have time, like these people like, Pac-Man and Cohen and some of the other guys and ladies and gentlemen who are able to just like churn this content out so quickly. I get it. They've got people that'll work for them that'll, all you got to do is get up there and do the thing and perform, and then somebody else takes all the stuff, and then they do what they're going to do with it and put out the shorts and all the clips and whatnot, which is great. We need more of that. We need more folks using their platforms, using their voices, and getting this information out. Simply because, gosh. Yeah, so it is part of their strategy, Brooke. That is 100%. And Steve Bannon laid out that strategy, 10 years ago, right? When he talks about our whole thing is just to put out as much information or disinformation really as we can, and we want to see what gets run with, and that's what they do. They just say here, boom, 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 and then the Democrats fall for that shit. The left-wing media definitely falls. Well, at least they did. We're starting to see a little bit of a shift now. We're, picking through some of the dumb shit and focusing on the important shit, which is what has to happen. Bob Nadell Jarsco, good to see you. Vert for hello. But, that's a fair point, wrote no last name. Got me on a squirrel there, you rascal. If people don't know and understand, they can't see the good for the bad. Well, that's a problem. And here's the thing. I just watched a Pac-Man and Cohen conversation talking about this very thing, right? The strategy of the right, and we saw it really ramp up in 2016. Like if we can learn one thing from this whole experiment of Trump and the MAGA movement, is that people are so much more nowadays prone to sensationalism than they ever were, because look how effective Trump was at getting, the bro vote. All you had to do was go on Rogan and talk a bunch of nonsense. Nobody fact checked him on Rogan. You didn't have Rogan's guy back like, no, this is not true. No, this is not true. Right. He just got up there and did what he did. And that swung a lot of the younger vote towards Trump because, Kamala Harris wouldn't do that. And I can't say that I blame her. I wouldn't get on Rogan and try and have an intellectual discussion with Joe Rogan. That's not what he's about. He's an entertainer. Right, wrong, or indifferent, right? He's an entertainer. He's not a political pundit. He's never said he's been a political pundit, even though he's gotten more like off the walls and off the rails with some of the nonsense that comes out. Now, he does it for a reason, right? People listen to him. He's got a platform, and he does what he does. But again, at the end of the day, he's a performer, which more power to him. Do what you do. He's got a gigantic audience. I was never really a fan of Joe Rogan. Back in his comedic days, it just wasn't, his brand of comedy wasn't, I don't know, I just didn't find him funny. A lot of people did, which is perfectly fine. But he does seem to kind of ride a little bit of waves when it comes to whether, at least he used to, about whether or not he was a liberal or a conservative or somewhere in between. Now he's definitely more on the kind of the conspiratorial MAGA side, which again, they get some of the views. He's in Texas. I don't know. I guess the majority of the people who listen to him because of his political leanings. Whatever, do your thing. Anyway, so earlier, or actually late last night, I got a notification from, I believe it was the New York Times. And I don't know what I do with it. Yes, I do. I know what I do with it. Should have had it ready. So yeah, it came from the New York Times, and let's see if it'll. Okay, no, I don't want to do this. Just go away. See, this is the thing. I've already done the thing I needed to do with New York Times, but they want to charge me money. God bless America. God bless America. Anyway, so the Pentagon was set up for a briefing for, it was reported by the New York Times, the Pentagon set up a briefing for Elon Musk on potential war with China. What, pray tell, would Elon Musk have? What would he need with a briefing with the Pentagon? Can anybody at all explain to me why we would need Elon Musk to take a briefing from the Pentagon about a war with China? How we're not seeing this is batshit crazy is beyond me. I don't understand what is going on with this nonsense. I don't want to subscribe for $1 a week. I just want to read your paper. Sorry, New York Times. Can't do it. Won't do it. Do we not see the potential issue here? Especially with somebody whom this would be like if the CEO of Halliburton was all of a sudden in a position of power where he could control the outcome of whether we did or didn't take some sort of war action against another country. Did I just say that? Oh no. Right. So Judy, yeah, exactly. This is definitely his business interests here. I mean, this is, to say that this is a conflict of interest is just a massive understatement. He needed material to threaten it with its business. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, he has no security. And then, here's the thing. Elon Musk is not in a government position. He has not been granted any kind of security clearance, not to my knowledge. He's not been confirmed. Oh no. Oh no, Dave. You didn't say the quiet thing out loud. Yeah. Dick Cheney. What happened with Dick Cheney, who didn't have who didn't have I have a knock at the door. Don't know who that could be. 2 seconds. Let me see what's going on. Be right back. I have a visitor. Oh, look at this. Boop.
Your turn.
Boop. Scared you. I did have a mysterious knock at the door. As soon as I start talking about this Elon Musk political nonsense, I get a knock at the door. Luckily, it's not Elon Musk's hit squad coming after me. At least I don't think. You could be a really sophisticated AI robot.
Well, break my finger, see what's on the inside.
All right, let's find out. Just kidding.
It's
Let's see.
really
I would have to ask. We have to ask her a question that only she would know.
I look just like you.
I'm sorry.
No, I have that like that.
I'm sorry. I said I was sorry. Okay. I didn't do it on purpose.
Like, okay, do your eyebrow raise?
What are you doing? So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
I mean, it depends. How big is a woodchuck?
A woodchuck is as big as a small or a medium-sized cat.
Well, I mean, probably
Aha! AI robot. Judy got this wants to know what food does your father hate the most? Oh, you know this one. I don't know if it's
mayonnaise.
considered a food so much. It's a condiment.
Mayonnaise,
Mayonnaise, yeah. Blech.
potato salad.
Well, only because it has mayonnaise in it.
But I mean, you can make it without it. So.
Yeah. Warlock Holmes. What kind of wood? Birchwood. Yeah. So mayonnaise, definitely. Again, I'm not sure if I would consider that a food.
I mean, it's made out of food, so.
I guess you consume it like it's a food, but would you eat it as a main course? Exactly. It's so gross. I don't know. Okay, so Judy asks how much to make him eat a mayo sandwich. First, I don't know if we can print enough money to make me eat a mayonnaise sandwich.
Well, you did it before. You ate mayonnaise.
I had mayonnaise on a
fries.
French fry and I almost threw up. It was so gross. Blech. Blech. But anyway.
Yeah, when I knocked on the door, I heard you talking. I was like, he's probably on a live stream.
That's okay. It's okay.
Talking about what's his name? Elon?
Elon Musk. Yeah. What are your thoughts about Elon Musk? The inquiring minds want to know.
Ew.
That's it? Just ew?
Yeah, just ew. I mean, he's pathetic. Crying in the Oval Office? Like, get over yourself.
I do like boiled eggs. And don't tell me that, well, boiled eggs are just mayonnaise. No, it's not. Boiled eggs are boiled eggs.
They're good.
Yeah. So this guy has no security clearance. What's up, NANA?
Yeah, you should do a live stream with me.
I should.
Yeah.
I should.
Featuring me.
Featuring you? We could do that. You gotta like hit us with all the political opinions though, because this show is it's a politics show.
I have my political opinions, but I also don't know how to word them and make it sound smart.
That's okay. You're a child. You're not supposed to be like.
Yeah, didn't in some state I heard that they are signing a bill that like allows doctors to deny you treatment because of religious or personal beliefs. I forget which state it was in. But.
You should look it up and then give me your opinion on it. Because you know what? That's actually a really good idea. We should have the kids corner because we need to know how these things are affecting kids, especially with the Department of Education coming under attack. Sam I Am, by the way, who celebrates 42 months of membership, says Canes is the worst. We're talking about
Everyone knows it's right. Everyone knows the Department of Education needs to be eliminated. The Republicans, the Democrats, everyone agrees it needs to be gone.
that was a pretty good. I like your hand gestures; they were there. Don't do the dancing one, please. Don't.
What about the time when he moans into the mic?
No. No.
Oh,
First, do no harm. I agree. And making me eat mayonnaise would be doing a lot of harm.
I'll just bring mayonnaise into your home and you will.
You could do it. You could do that, and it'll stay in the refrigerator until it starts to smell funny, and then I'll throw it away.
Smells funny.
Exactly. Chop a boiled egg, season with salt, pepper, and mix it. No, that's never going to happen.
Mix in a little mayo.
Nope.
Well, mayo is made out of eggs.
I understand.
Mayo.
It's whipped vegetable oil essentially, and eggs, salt, vinegar. Verta says, impressed I am.
Vinegar is only good when you put cucumbers in it.
I don't like vinegar, especially not apple cider vinegar.
I can understand that. Hello, Elizabeth. Good to see you. Blasphemy. What's blasphemy? The mayo talk? You darn right. There will be no mayonnaise in this. Not for $100. Not for $200.
Every time I hear that word blasphemy, it makes me think of that one Opeth song.
Which one? Which Opeth song?
I forget. It goes, this poetry of blasphemy. That's one of the lyrics.
Okay.
This poetry of blasphemy. I forget
what is on your shirt. Is that a frog on a toadstool?
Yes.
No. It's a frog on a mushroom. That's different.
Oh, wait. You're right.
It is a toadstool. Whipped olive oil, which is Popeye's cake. Oh my goodness. What are you doing? NANA. I love you to death, buddy. For $6.66. NANA says, what about a burger sauce with mayo? Mayo is the best. No, I don't do. Here's the thing. And this one here, she can attest to this, right? So every time we've gone anywhere, and order a hamburger, what do I tell them? What do I tell them?
None of the special sauce.
What do I tell them?
No mayo.
And then what else do I tell them?
No special sauce.
Okay, so no mayonnaise, right? But if they bring mayonnaise, then what do I tell them? I'll throw it back at you. Mm-mm. I won't actually throw it back at them. It's just,
Guys, look.
What is that? Oh, that's a doggy.
It's my piggy.
Yep. What about Miracle Whip? No Miracle Whip. I don't do. Hey, Mr. Schrodinger's cat. Good to see you.
Oh, hey.
I don't do mayonnaise. I don't do Miracle. I do salad dressing, like that salad dressing style. I do the oil and vinegar or Italian. But I don't do salad dressing.
Yeah.
Just not for me. To each their own. What kind of salad dressing you eating? There may be hidden mayo. I'd look at everything, but generally speaking, I have like Italian, not creamy Italian because that's got mayo in it. Just regular. Sent me some evidence. Where'd you send me the evidence? Did you send it to me in?
This camera actually does me not dirty.
What are you talking about?
My camera sucks, and it makes me look crusty.
Your camera does not suck.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. It's a good one. It's a good.
Phone. No, I mean my phone.
I love that movie, Undercover Brother. That movie is hilarious.
I mean, my phone camera sucks, not the one that you got.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I
wouldn't. I know that camera's good.
I was going to say, I got you a good camera. You could use that for taking pictures. It is a camera.
Yeah, but I want to bring it everywhere and drop it because I'm clumsy. See,
you put a thing around your neck and hang it around your neck.
I don't know if you can see, but there's I don't think they can.
First world problems over here. NANA has gifted 5 plot hole memberships. Thank you so very much. Armageddon's Fire, Darling Renee, Dr. Nimrod, Just Jenny, and Nunya. All of you enjoy the benefits of being a plot hole member. So here's one perk. Everybody who is a member gets early access to all the videos that I put out. I try and put them out 24 hours before they actually release. And I do special live stream things, special members on live streams. So
OMG, do they know about my Instagram?
No, and they're not going to know about your Instagram because I don't want them to potentially stalk you.
But
not that I have
but art. No, it's not my Instagram.
Oh, your artwork. Yeah, she's a fantastic artist, by the way. Fantastic artist. You know what? You should set up an Instagram that is specifically art and nothing else. No personal information whatsoever. None whatsoever.
I don't really post anything on that.
Doesn't matter. Not that I don't trust my audience.
You can't see it very well, but
not that I don't trust my audience, but there are some people out there who would like to get a hold of your information and try and harass you, and I don't want to see that happen.
Because of your political beliefs?
Because of my political beliefs, yes, and some other things. But it is what it is. But yeah, she is a fantastic artist, by the way, so if you want artwork, let me know, and I'll see if I can't make her do it.
Make me?
I mean, ask her to do it.
Well, I mean, I'm not good at drawing what people tell me to draw.
She says that, but she does just fine. Matter of fact, she did the more. Mrs. Schrodinger's cat says, I clicked on your stream and got a commercial for Bumble dating app. I'm going to have to contact Bumble. They want some money now. Because some creeps just cruise. Yeah, right. Yeah, Judy. That's the thing. Liz says people are weird to protect your privacy. Absolutely.
I don't know what people know about alcohol markers, but you know how I have all those Ohuhu alcohol markers?
Sure.
They're all chisel tip,
Uh-huh.
and those are like, they're not as easy to work with as brush tip. Like I see all the brush tip and it glides, and I'm like, I need that because it's so much easier to blend and stuff. But I have like, I think 100 of Ohuhu markers that are chisel tip, and I'm like, I don't want to waste these, so I gotta use them, but they're just not easy to use as brush
So
tips.
use them for what they're supposed to be used for.
Like what?
I don't know.
Coloring.
So I forget what chisel tips are good for. It's been literally decades since I've been in an art history or an art appreciation or an art. What is it? It's not. Oh gosh, it's not the surveys course for art, but it's like the beginning of art. It's not art appreciation. It's where you actually do artwork. I can't remember.
Yeah, they are double-ended. They have so they have a chisel tip and then a bullet tip one, and then they also have ones that are I think chisel and brush tip. But no, brush tip and bullet tip. I think so. Brush tip and bullet tip. But they don't have any like chisel and brush.
Lisa says you can use them for lettering.
Yeah, but like I wanna color in my drawings.
Okay. Well, so what you do is you save up all your tooth fairy money.
I have a lot of money. I just don't want to spend it.
Oh, well, that's probably safe. Yeah. Yep. I'm right there with you. Except for the lot of money part, but that's neither here nor there.
Mom already, I got dinner for the family, and then Jocelyn stole 20.
How'd she steal it? What's up, Raven?
She found my jar of money.
Oh.
And she stole it because she ordered donuts without permission.
Oh, and you didn't have any donuts?
No, I was at school. She stayed home and she ordered donuts on Mom's phone without permission. Mom was mad and she was like, I'll pay for it. And she went and snatched one of my $20 bills.
Oh. Well.
But Mom owes me $60 because I got the family dinner and because of that.
Oh, no.
Well, Jocelyn owes
family drama here.
Jocelyn owes me 20. Mom owes me 40, but Jocelyn is not going to pay me 20. So,
how many of you remember being this age here with younger siblings? I know I do.
my lips are so dry. Do you have chapstick?
I have 3 things of bliss sticks, but not chapstick. Same thing though. Same thing. What are you doing?
What?
Nothing. So Elon Musk. Do you think that Elon Musk should have special access to the Pentagon when it comes to war with China?
No.
No.
He's just a guy with money. He's actually an idiot.
Prosecco Rose says, try being in the middle. Well, I'm a middle child, and she kind of is a middle child.
Well, I am now because Constance is never around anymore. So. What?
She's kind of a middle child. That's why you don't like Jocelyn, because you used to be the baby. Then she came along. You're like, I'm not the baby no more.
Well, I was still the best kid. So. Like, I was the easiest.
I tell you, that is no lie. If all babies were as easy as you were, then there would be a lot more babies.
Yeah, this is annoying as crap.
Well, you know what? I will do what I can to fix it just for you.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I hate it when that happens. Like, they put stickers on it and you try to peel it off and it doesn't come off.
I know.
And you're just like,
first world problems. I know.
I'm gonna blow up. I'm going to explode with anger.
This is what happens when you host live streams and your kids come by, which is perfectly fine with me. They just derailed. People are going to tune into this like, all right, let's talk about Elon Musk and getting access to what. And it's just going to be me shooting the shit with my child, which, at the end of the day, I don't care. It's not clickbait. It was a stream. Is that stream bombing? Is that what that is? We call it stream bombing? You bombed the stream? Yeah.
Or I crashed it.
Well, it's okay. You didn't crash it per se.
Yeah, they're more entertained because I'm here because you're boring.
Oh, damn. Be sure to clip that, folks. I'm sure that many, many, many people would love to hear that.
Probably time to head out.
I'm my mom's and dad's favorite child, and my siblings are jealous, says Mrs. Schrodinger's cat. I can see that. I can see why.
Ready.
Okay, are you leaving?
Probably, yeah.
Everybody said goodbye. Yes, Kelly, it is wonderful. I agree.
Yeah, I'll be here. Or do you have a live stream on Sunday?
I mean, no, not particularly.
Or Monday or any of those days?
I'm sure I will be on. I think so. I think I have a couple things scheduled.
I can crash those too.
You can crash. You can crash any stream you want. You just need to come prepared to Wednesday. You can't crash though, because I have
it's like a guest thing.
Yeah, I have a special guest on Wednesday. So other than that, you can crash anyone that we have. And you know what? I really would like to get you to give us your opinions on the goings on, like.
Yeah.
Because like, here's the thing: this education thing that's happening is affecting you.
It's affecting like everyone, especially children, and like, hello.
Well, at the end of the day, they're talking about getting rid of Title I and
Head Start.
Yeah, Head Start, 504, IEP, all that stuff is going to go away. Well, I say that it's not necessarily going to go away. It's either going to be thrust. Well, no, it's going to be thrust back solely on the shoulders of the state. Now, there are some states who have a large enough pockets to be able to absorb that, like California. Texas does as well, but one of those states will do something about it and one of them won't, or at least you're not going to do the right thing.
My question is, when did we allow tangerines to run for president? Like, I didn't know that was a thing.
You know.
What
are you going to do?
Anyways, I gotta bounce.
You got to say bye.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Hi, cutie. Here's another one. Look, here's the thing. I'm never going to be mad. Anybody wants to yell at me, I don't care. Say hi.
Hello.
You stink.
Thank you.
You smell like, what do you smell like?
You smell like chicken.
That's because it made chicken. You smell like something, like a perfume or something.
Is it my bubblegum?
Is it? I don't think so. At least I hope not, because that bubblegum smells weird. All right. You guys leaving?
Make a bubble.
Okay. I'll see you not tomorrow, Sunday.
Quiet coyotes.
Exactly.
What?
Exactly.
Fell any tangerines? Yeah.
Yes.
Quiet coyotes. Quiet coyotes.
Mwah. All righty.
No, I'm gonna kidnap you.
Okay. I'm kidnapped now. Well, I'll be adult nabbed.
Your
Yeah,
dad napped.
guys.
Oh, no.
Stream's over.
Oh, no.
He's being dad napped, which means he must be a dad.
Oh. What are you guys having for dinner?
Oompa.
I had mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. What did I have? I had chicken. I said that already. All right.
Love you.
I love you. Oh.
Bye.
Bye.
I had salmon for dinner.
Salmon.
It
Look
was
at
good.
you. All
It
right.
had like crab stuffing in it.
Oh, it was okay until you said that part.
I love crab.
I don't.
It's good, especially spider rolls, the sushi. So good.
Crab rangoons.
No.
Jessica says you're an amazing artist. Don't ever stop.
What about me?
They haven't seen your artwork. Wait a minute. That's not true. Oh, well, move your head. You move your head. That right there, that's Jocelyn's painting, isn't it? That's your painting, right, Jocelyn?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. This one right here. So now you have, wait, let me move this stormtrooper out of the way. Now you get a better shot of it. Yeah. Oh, kids are always like people, only smaller.
Okay, buddy.
I didn't say it. That was NANA.
I think you're just people, but bigger.
Oh, yeah.
We're the real people. You guys are just bigger.
Actually.
Yeah, 'cause
actually-
we're free souls. We don't have to worry about anything.
Oh, no. We have to worry about a lot.
We have no responsibility.
That's true.
Okay? You
Kids-
guys are the losers.
Carbon goods are delicious. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, here's the thing. I will never tell anybody what they can and can't eat.
True. I don't think you can eat
I
nails.
thought America would have made it to 250. At least it was okay while it lasted.
Are you talking about how many years?
I mean,
We'll I don't know. We'll see what happens. There are some genuine concerns, obviously, and a lot of things that I really want to talk about are what we can do in opposition to those things. And part of it starts with these rascals here.
kids are protesting, right?
Kids are protesting, yeah.
Did they walk out
Protesting something.
in Tennessee?
I think so. Cake for breakfast. Yep.
Yes.
Raven Darkstar, I know exactly what you're
Beckus.
referencing. And it's so sad that he is what he is
It's Becca's time.
because that is one of the funniest stand-up routines ever.
He's hauling him.
It is, because I don't run the air conditioner because I'm poor.
It's time for Becca's.
Well, go get your breakfast then.
Yeah, we need to head out.
It's Becca's.
You need to make like a baby and head out.
It's Becca's.
I have bunny ears. All right, I love you. Where'd you go? Come over here. Oh no, I have little arms now. Hi everybody. What is this?
This?
Oh.
I sprained my wrist.
What'd you do that for?
Didn't you fall down the stairs?
You fell down the stairs.
First I fell down the stairs, and then I fell while I was roller skating.
Yeah.
Outside.
Were you roller skating down the stairs?
No. I was roller skating outside.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Well,
let's go.
yeah.
And I didn't see a rock and I bounced.
I love you.
Yeah,
Be good.
rocks.
Be good or be good at it. Just don't get caught. Don't give your mother a hard time, okay?
I love you so
I
much.
love you. Go on.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
See you guys in the next live stream.
Oh no, I just got threatened. All right. Well, that was an enjoyable distraction. You didn't know that you were referencing? Okay, I'm sorry. Every time I see cake for breakfast, I automatically remember or think of Bill Cosby stand-up himself, like the stand-up routine, Bill Cosby himself. It is by far one of the funniest stand-up routines I've ever seen. And again, it's just sad that he is what he is. Because that shit's hilarious. Hey, Mrs. Tom. Okay, before we got derailed, what were we talking about? We're talking about Elon Musk and whether he should or should not have access to the Pentagon when it comes to briefings for a potential war with China. Like, why? Why is that even open for discussion? New series in the making, kids, on what they're hearing in the world and what, their opinions are important because, those are the guys, those are the people coming forward, are going forward. What's up, Hank's Corner? Those are the people that, are going to be making decisions. And here's the thing. This is what I think is funny. Instead of people saying that, I can't believe it, these are the ones that are going to be voting. Why don't we teach these children how to have political discussions? How do we have uncomfortable discussions and talk about things that are, fact checks? And how do we do this without alienating a large portion of the voting population or potential voting population, right? Which is what you saw the Democrats do. The Democrats definitely they lumped themselves into this alienation of people who didn't believe exactly what they believe. And you're starting to see this a little bit as well. So talking about the recent ABC polls, excuse me. No, the Democratic Party is not doing so well as far as popularity. And part of the reason, yes, teach them civics, Sam, I am 100%. Part of the reason that the Democratic Party is not favoring so well amongst people is because we have far too many people who on the left who look at those, on the right and lump everybody in with the MAGA group simply because the MAGA group is the loudest, right? Now, we do need to criticize things that come out of that specific group, but we can't do it in a method that is further pushing other voters, other potential, specifically independent swing voters, pushing them towards the MAGA side. Because we saw what happened in the 2024 election when we do that, right? When we sit there and say, well, all of you are idiots, or, if you support Donald Trump, you're a fascist or a racist or blah, 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 If you vote for Donald Trump, you're this. If you vote, you've got to, you've got to try and draw some like, hey, look, here's the thing. I understand that you're concerned about X, Y, Z. Like these are the things that you're concerned about. Let's talk about those issues, as opposed to saying, if you vote for, I can't believe that black people voted for Donald Trump. I can't believe that Latinos voted for Donald Trump. How would you do that? And I understand, I understand the reaction. I understand. And a lot of those people are they're kind of figuring out right now what that vote means. Like you have that gentleman in Florida who married a Peruvian woman. They went to, I think they were going to Puerto Rico, which is a United States territory. So they weren't going overseas, but they were getting in a plane. And when you go to Puerto Rico, you have to go through customs. Guess what happened to his wife? Extremism does suck. Are there the two sides of the same coin when talking about extremism? Maybe. But when talking about getting on board with what matters, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure they're the same when it comes to like the issues. Like, I don't think that there are too many people. I don't think there are too many people that would argue that the money that we spend, the money that's collected from us in taxes, should go to certain programs. Like, there's never should be an argument about infrastructure. You know what I mean? That's part of what our taxes go to pay for is infrastructure. So we should never have an argument about should we take care of our streets. That should be, yes, we should, 100%, because we drive on them, right? Governments collect money from us in order to fix infrastructure, streets, bridges, public works, etc. Though there should never be an argument about that. I live in Texas, and some of our highways are the worst. Like, we have major infrastructure problems, and I can't tell you why, other than the fact that we have misallocated funds. Those who live in Texas know what I'm talking about. There's not a place you can go in Texas that doesn't have a problem with infrastructure. Donnie does that. I'm not going to argue with that. I'm not going to argue with you on this one because I have yet to see a legitimate argument against what you're saying. So Donnie says the problem is we're literally in the midst of a fascist takeover, but everyone is in denial as to just how bad it is. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, right? So when you see all the, kind of drawing this back to Musk, when you see all of the people whom excuse Elon Musk's salute, like, at no point should we ever be like, yeah, no, that's okay. He's just autistic. Like, no, that's not, no. Mm-mm. A, he's not been diagnosed, and B, that's not something that, because he's autistic, that we just like, oh, that's cool. It's okay that he does that. You know what I mean? That never should have been an argument. And then continue to do the things that he did afterwards. And then you've got, there's an AI, I don't want to say an AI generated recording, but there's a recording. Well, it's not a recording. There's a translation of Schmittler's famous speech when he's talking about Poland and whatnot. And everybody knows what I'm talking. You guys have heard it. The famous Schmittler speech. Yeah, roads, bridges, airports, all that stuff. Yeah, we should never be arguing about that. But they translated it using AI, translated it to English, and kept it in the same inflection, same like sounding of his voice. Yeah, very good. Exactly. And when you listen to what Schmittler says in English, drawing the similarities between that rhetoric and the rhetoric that was used, or that is currently used by Trump, is alarmingly similar. Talking about they came over here and they had the opportunity to do this, but they didn't, and we're being infiltrated by this, that, and the other, and blah blah blah. I would dare to play it, but I don't know how YouTube feels about that. That's why I say things like Schmittler, and I don't use the schmatzy actuals. NANA if I could make this work, for $6.66 says, was Idiocracy a documentary? It is. The Democrats are losing because they are far too left and weak. How far will this go? The dumbest are taking over. Yeah, I don't know if it's so. I don't know so much that it's they're far too left. It's that they are not willing to play a game. They're trying to play the game under the old rules, and the MAGA crowd has shown that they're not willing to play the game under any rules. They're going to change rules. You know what I mean? So I've said this before. When Michelle Obama said, "When they go low, we go high." No, fuck that shit. When they go low, hit them with a haymaker, put a knee in their face. Figuratively speaking, I'm not actually talking about fighting physically. Figuratively speaking, when I'm not saying we need to go out there and start, making up and baseless lies and all that shit, but we can't sit there and just take it. We can't sit there and say, "Oh well, you know what they say, okay, well, not." No, we've got to get out there. We got to swing back. We have to swing back, and we have to hit them hard with facts. And here's the problem: we're gonna have to yell 4 to 5 times as loud and as much for those facts to stick, because people with MAGA crowd hates the whole, well, facts over feelings. Unfortunately, you guys are really going by feelings here, because when we present to you the facts, you ignore them because it doesn't align with what you feel the problem is. And that's an issue. There are some things you can do, shake yourself out of it. 5 Calls is an app that gives you the right number of scripts to follow. What is this? What are we talking about? I'm kind of curious. Striker 667 GSP says, for every lie they tell, we need to tell 2 truths. I think it's more than that. I think for every lie they tell, we need to tell 10 truths about those 2 lies. And yes, Prosecco Rose says Dems need to toughen up and use our backbone to start pushing back. 100%. Like you, and here's where I will extend my here's what I'll extend to the left. Tim Walz and AOC, who have agreed to step in for the spineless Republican representatives who either A, are refusing to hold town halls altogether, or B, they're only holding town halls for those people whom agree with them, who are Trump supporters. You're seeing all of these reports about people being denied or thrown out of Republican-held town halls because they're not Republican. They're not Trump supporters. Because there are Republicans who are like, hey, this is not okay. What you're doing is not okay. This is wrong. You're taking away my VA benefits, or you're hindering my ability to get my Social Security, or whatever. You know what I mean? You're talking about removing, services for the elderly. All this, like, you're getting these people that are showing up, Republican voters and Democrats alike, talking about this is not okay. And the Republican response has been, well, either just don't hold town hall meetings. And when AOC and Judy, you got this. If you can get me some clips of that, if you're going, I hope you're going. If not, I understand. But I'd be curious to see that from your perspective. But you've got these, you have these Republican lawmakers that are just flat out refusing to hold town hall meetings because they can't handle the pushback. They're getting yelled at. Let's see here. There are a ton of issues with this. Find one and work it. Yeah, and here's the thing. Going back to what Steve Bannon was talking about, the fact that the strategy is to put forward as many issues as possible. Like, here's the thing. The whole Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America thing is such a non-issue. I don't give a shit. I live here in Texas, and we call it the Gulf. It's always been the Gulf. It's never been, it's the Gulf of Mexico. It's just the Gulf, right? It's such a non-issue. But they want you talking about it. They want, they bring it up. Well, don't fall for that. That's the thing. Don't fall for that dumb shit. Stick to the real issues. Like Elon Musk getting in unelected, unconfirmed, in a Department of Government Efficiency that is now getting pushback from federal judges, which is good. We need these judges. And by the way, if you think that it's not a judge's responsibility, a Supreme Court judge, a state court judge, circuit judge, whatever, if you think it's not their job to fact check and check the legality of law, then you don't know. Again, basic civics is for you. Find your local college. It could be a community college and sign up for a basic civics course. That's all I can say. Got to take a break every now and again. Still talking about the possibility of taking back power at the end of the year, but they've already started dismantling the department that handles voting. And this is right. These are things that we need to really pay attention to. These are the issues. We're talking about what's happening with Social Security, what's happening with the Department of Education, what's happening with voting, these are the issues. Like, those are the things we need to hyper focus on. Gulf of America, who gives a shit? I don't give a fuck what you want to call it. I don't care. Call the Gulf of toilet bowl water. I don't care, right? No, I don't actually think it's a Gulf of toilet bowl water. I'm just making a point. Yes, judges pushing back gives me hope as well. And as long as the Supreme Court, again, this is the only thing that worries me about this, is we saw that with Roe v. Wade, where we had what I believe to be dishonest challenges to the law in order to fast track it to the Supreme Court. Now the Supreme Court is stacked in Trump's favor, or at least the Republicans' favor. Are they going to do what they did? Are they going to do what they did with Roe v. Wade and, kowtow to the party line, or are they going to actually uphold the Constitution, which is their job? Their job is to make sure that laws that are passed are within the realm and scope of what the Constitution allows. Like getting rid of birthright citizenship, that's an issue. That's an issue, right? Because when we're talking about now, if you're born here, you're no longer automatically granted citizenship or naturalization. That's a huge issue. That affects everybody, right? Think about the reach of that. Where's the scope? People talk about slippery slope and pushing back, and slippery slope is a fallacy because that assumes that nobody's going to stop, and blah, 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 blah. But the idea is, where do we start the stop of the slippery slope? Where do we start the stop of it? And if we're not willing to say, hey, this is not cool, this is not okay, this is not legal, these challenges, and my goodness, it's so fucking scary with the makeup of the Supreme Court. It's just insanely frightening right now. But when we have birthright citizenship that is, pen written out, well, I'm going to sign the executive order says, that's not, no, that needs to be challenged. And here's the thing. I would challenge making English the national language of the United States of America. Up until this point, we've never had one. And there's a reason for that. Does anybody know the reason why English is not the national language of the United States? Most of Europe has their own name for the English Channel. The English don't care what. Yeah, right. Who gives a shit? It's a body of water. It's a distraction issue. It's just look over here while you don't look over here, because this is what I'm really trying to do. They don't have the congressional votes to close the Department of Education. Good, and they shouldn't. And ultimately, it does need to go to Congress. Can't just, I'm going to sign a piece of paper that says the Department of Education is no longer valid. Just as it is now. Well, again, do we know why it wasn't? We know why English was never. Yeah, we've never had a national language. Do you know why we never had a national language? That's the question. Why have we never had a national language? And if you said because English was not the first language spoken in this country, you would be 100% correct. And I'm not talking about just like native Navajo or Native American languages. I'm talking about white settlers here. English was not the first language spoken in this country. English for the longest time was not even the most widely spoken language in this country. You had German, you had Gaelic, you had French. So many different. Yes, we're a country of immigrants. And a lot of those. Oh my goodness. A lot of those, migrant locations spoke their native languages from the countries that they came, right? German, French, Spanish, Dutch, right? English was not the most widely spoken language here. It just wasn't. And there's well, people will say, well, if you look at the Declaration of Independence, it was written in English, right? Because that's the language that the people who wrote it spoke in. And it's funny how those same people never said we're going to make English the national language of the United States. Other countries at the time had national language requirements, right? There were other countries that says you have to speak German, you have to speak Spanish, you have to speak English. This country wasn't one of them. So it wasn't like it's a new concept or a new idea. They could have said, we want to make sure that English is a national language, but they didn't do that because they understood that there were still large pockets in the country of people that did not speak English as either first language or natively or even fluently. There's a reason for these things. National language is too woke, perhaps. Dutch was your first language? That's interesting. Prosecco Rose. One of these days I'm going to learn how to speak a different language better, but yeah. You're always going to be at me. Is me here? Where are you at? It's my ice maker. Yeah, it wasn't in the Federalist Papers as I remember it either. The Amish still speak Dutch, right? There's still pockets of the country that are not, European or no, I'm sorry, not European. They're not, they're Spanish speaking, Italian speaking. And, here's another thing, like white didn't exist until when? Anybody know? Curious. See if anybody knows. Like the white race wasn't a thing until much, much, much later in life, much later in this country. Grandfather had to learn Dutch to translate his church's earliest books. Yeah. Yeah. After the first slave revolt. Yep. Why is that? Why is that? Does anybody know why we decided to make white a quote race in this country? Hey, Mr. Andret, you're not late. You're right on time. Because it wasn't just the slaves who were revolting. We had a lot of poor folks who were revolting against the rich folks. And in order for the rich folks to keep control of the poor white people, they make sure to say, hey, why are you upset with us? We're on your side. We're the same. You're a white person. I'm a white person. We don't need to be fighting each other. We need to be fighting the not white people. My race is listed as white on my birth certificate. Yeah, I know. It's so silly. It's so silly because up until recently, I don't even know if it's like federally recognized. I think it may only be statewide recognized that Mexican-born or American-born Mexicans, Latinos, they're still considered white. Right. And the Tony regime, correct, to separate the Irish indentured servants mixing with the African slaves. It was very much to keep us versus them when it came to, like I said, at the time, if all in here to this day, right now, even still to this day, if all of the poor folk, or I say poor folk, all the not wealthy folk decided we've had enough, we're going to put our differences aside and we're going to fight the real problem of inequality in this country and go after those who hold the wealth. Because at the end of the day, wealth isn't about having the most money. It's about having the most power, right? Having money gives me the power to be able to purchase. And when I have purchasing power, I have power over many, many things. Government, specifically, Elon Musk. The original slave Bible didn't include any verses about freedom. Yeah, right. It's the size of a thick pamphlet. Yeah, I mean, they're keep them separated 100%. That's what it's about. It's about separating us versus them, but the us in power wants to make sure that you can identify with us because, hey, we have the same skin color. Now you're on the same side as me. See, we shouldn't be fighting. We're the same. We're the same. We're the same race. Like, do you think the Irish migrants over here were identifying with the Germans? Or vice versa? What's up, Zachariah Hooper? No. That's not what that's no, that's not a thing. It's not a thing. But that was a way to unify the poor folk, with the not poor folk and say, hey, we're the same. That's why we have the white race. It's just, we got a unchecked power. And that's kind of what some people in our government are looking for. Elon Musk. Now, I'm reading here that that is not happening, that Elon Musk is not getting that. He's not getting that meeting with the Pentagon about a potential war with China. Do I think it's because that news story leaked and there was huge negative backlash all of a sudden? Yes, I do. 100%. 100% believe that's what's happening. And we want to make sure, because Elon Musk is zero. What does he have? He has no particular knowledge in defense. He has no particular knowledge in foreign relations. He has no particular knowledge in diplomacy. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a, quote, businessman, and not a very good one. Ask Tesla stockholders. Ask SpaceX stockholders. Yeah, he was supposed to go today, but as I was getting ready for this particular stream, they pushed back, said, no, he's not going to have that meeting. He's not meeting with. Okay, here. So I'm getting conflicting, Kelly. I'm getting conflicting, right? So let's take a look. Let's look it up. Elon Musk, Pentagon, China. This is 12 hours ago. This is on NPR. And anybody who has a problem, you're looking up NPR. I don't care. Pentagon Business Fox, more questions about his access to sensitive files. Let me share my screen. Yeah, it was canceled after the leak. That's what I thought as well. We'll do that. This way you guys can see what I'm seeing. And there we go. Let's see here. Sparks, Pentagon to visit, more questions about his access to sensitive files. And he shouldn't have access to these files. He just shouldn't. Visit Pentagon Friday, a question about United Free Storm or controversy. New York Times citing unnamed officials reported that Musk would receive a briefing on U.S. plans for any potential conflict with China, which involves some of the military's most closely guarded secrets. This was 12 hours ago. President Trump and members of his administration immediately pushed back on social media. How ridiculous. China will not even be mentioned or discussed, Trump wrote. I don't believe what Trump says, but they're pushing back, saying that it wasn't a thing, that no, that didn't happen. There's no reason for a made-up agency. Yeah, none whatsoever. None whatsoever. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said, we look forward to welcoming Elon Musk to the Pentagon tomorrow, but the fake news delivers again. This is not a meeting about top secret China war plans. It's an informal meeting about innovation, efficiencies, and smarter production. Going to be great. Do we really think that Elon Musk is going to have some innovations? You did, Prosecco. You did. Yeah, I saw that. New York Times is pure propaganda. Also, I look forward to the prosecutions of those at the Pentagon who are leaking maliciously false information to New York Times. How can you be leaking maliciously false information? If it's false information, that's not leaking. The Pentagon briefing was set to take place in a secure meeting place normally used by the Joint Chiefs, known as a tank. Well, so here's the thing. Why are we going to the tank? Why are we going to... I think what happened is that I honestly think that, yes, they were trying to, because that was the thing. I honestly think that was the thing. That, yes, the idea was to go over this. They may very well still have, but because people say, hey, that's not cool, they're like, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Do I think that Trump would have involved Musk? Probably. I do, actually. I do think that would happen. He doesn't need to be involved because he has no particular expertise in any of that shit. Can I say that's what happened without, can I say, no, no. I can't say that happened. And I won't say, yes, it 100% happened. I'm not going to say that. I think it's possible. Highly likely that it did, just based on what's happened this past 2 months. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vertifurk, there you are. Vertifurk says, look at our history. The black people, the Chinese, the Irish, the Italians, the Japanese, Jewish, Muslims, Indians, etc. Always a boogeyman. Yeah, there's always somebody. There's always somebody. It's always somebody. And now we've seen a shift from, well, because the right can't outwardly say it's the Latinos, it's this, because it's got to be, well, it's the liberals. Check Discord. What am I checking for? Where'd you have it, Tony? Where is that? Who am I looking for? Somebody said Judy. Where? What am I looking for? Here we go. Yeah. So here's the thing. I see that now from Reuters. I've got an issue with. I have an issue with Musk, Trump, or anybody else saying that we need to prosecute these, information leakers. Okay. You got to be able to demonstrate what they said was A, malicious, B, factually incorrect, C, there's a long laundry list of things that we can talk about when we're talking about, like, defamation of character, libel, or slander. Now, if somebody said, if the New York Times reports something, right, is that the New York Times saying, hey, this happened, or these are the reports? I know it's a very thin line, and it goes both ways, right? So when you look at like Breitbart and whatnot, when they put up whatever it is they put up, it's so tough. And the New York Times doesn't have to reveal their source. I know they're still saying it's black people, Jessica, 100%. Yeah. Either outright or with DEI dog whistles. Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about some of that DEI stuff because I think what's happening with that particular, it's just so irritating. There are so many irritating things that are going on right now that it's difficult to like latch onto a couple and go with those. But along that comment, Jessica, I will have Danny D on Wednesday. So I don't know if you guys know who Danny D is, but do not, and I found this out the hard way, do not look up, don't Google Danny, DANNYD, surprise, surprise. Do not do that. Please do not do that. I found that out the hard way, trying to get his profile picture for the video that I put out earlier today. Don't do it. It's Danny IED, and just do TikTok. Don't do surprise, surprise. Do TikTok. Okay. I think part of my issue is the fact that I put surprise, surprise in there as well. He's not a male prawn star, Beaver Zero. Okay. But if you put in Danny D, surprise, surprise, you're not going to find what you're looking for. Anyway, he's going to be on the show Wednesday. We're going to talk about some of these things. We're talking about DEI, talking about what he's doing to stay relatively sane. And that's something I'm looking forward to doing more of, is hosting some of the other creators in this. I'd love to have David Pakman on, but that guy, trying to get him on, especially now, he's got a new book that's come out. So he's doing his book tour stuff. He's not going to come, waste his time on a small timer like me. Although I do think they should. I think David Pakman and Brian Taylor Cohen and the other, these other more liberal creators should take the time to come on smaller channels. I'm not saying come on mine, and please do, but I'm not saying you have to come on my show. All I'm saying is you should take the time to do some of the smaller show stuff, because getting more people to look at shows like mine, along with shows like yours, some of the smaller channels and the bigger channels, help spread that message even more, because the more we can echo these things, the louder we can make that, the more we can positively influence some of these voting bases. Because you have a lot of people that just simply refuse to listen to Brian Taylor Cohen because he's a damn liberal. And a lot of people simply refuse to listen to David Pakman because they're damn liberals and they're just liberal this and all liberal, blah, 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 blah. And you know what? They might not listen to me either, but there are other places that they might listen to, some of the smaller ones. And I think extending that to some of the smaller channels, that olive branch, said, hey, look, I'm willing to go on. And here's the thing. I'm not saying that those two guys are afraid to go on opposition shows. They are absolutely not. They've done it many times. They don't have the spinelessness that you see from some of those on the right. I'm not talking about Congress people. A new one, Valor Network. Send me a link. Yes, they are very progressive, Kelly Fitzpatrick. They are very progressive. And they do vet. Brian has the sexy bedhead thing going for him. Yeah, he does. And here's the thing. So does Pac-Man, right? They both have the very similar, like, whoop, that goes this way with their hair. I think it's kind of funny. I was watching their interview earlier, and I was like, man, they're almost like the same. Almost. I'm talking about like hair-wise. Yes, vetting information is important. And absolutely, they're both liberal. Well, of course, Brian, not too shabby looking. Well, I know he's a good looking dude. He is. So it's Pac-Man. Both those guys are handsome men. And you know what? Here's the thing: we should be able to, as men, be able to say another man is handsome. Nothing wrong with that. What's up, D Rabbits? Luke Beasley is good too. Yeah, Luke Beasley for me, and I appreciate his content. I think Luke Beasley is a little too passive at times, especially when he's going on some of the more combative shows, like when he did Tim Pool's. And by the way, Tim, regardless of what you think, Tim Pool's a fucking piece of shit. Yeah, I said it, Tim Pool. I don't care what you say. The Bulwark is a right-leaning organization that is still very against Trump. Yeah. Luke is a bit young too. He is younger. I think he's like 22 to 25 years old. He's very intelligent. Don't get me wrong. I think he's extremely intelligent. He's very well spoken. He has the ability to get his point across. He has the ability to successfully kick back or throw back arguments. I just think that he can be a little too passive at times, and he needs to be a little more, not aggressive, but he needs to be a little more like forceful. All right, Mrs. Tom. Yeah, Zachariah Hooper says I used to tell people, there we go. Come back here. Used to tell people that I could see why women dug Pete Steele so much. I'm not afraid to say that a dude is good looking. Just not good, and we shouldn't be. We shouldn't be. I also think this is the case as well with Luke. It says he too much about his opinion of the videos he features and not enough about the video itself. But I think that's why people watch Luke. They watch him for his opinion, right? His opinion on the thing. I would airplane. I would like to see a little bit more like based fact checking. But again, he's doing his thing. He's doing it well. So, no shade or no hate thrown towards any one of those creators. Surprised that Legal Eagles gone in on. You know what? Here's the thing. I'm not surprised that Legal Eagles gone in on politics. And I think out of all the people that we mentioned, I think Legal Eagle would be the most likely to go all in on politics, simply because there's a huge batch of material for a legal expert, specifically talking about all the challenges going towards the Supreme Court. You know what? That's kind of cool. I'll tell you what. All of you guys who are throwing some channels, throw all those channels in Discord, and we'll do the spreading. We'll spread some more. And these are larger channels than I am for certain, by far. Hell, I think Pac-Man has, like 5 million subscribers, and Cohen has like 4 million. So, I'm not going to say that we're going to make a difference and help them get these guys exposed, but every little bit helps. Like doing something as little as, hey, look, here is a different point of view that maybe doesn't agree with you, and it can challenge the things that you think. Yeah, and I will get. That's one thing, Brooke. I will say that Luke is more, level, whereas Pac-Man is a lot more sarcastic, and Cohen is very much more. I don't want to say politically driven, because that's not the wrong. That's the wrong thing. It's not that he's politically driven, but he is more. Golly, it's not even really abrasive. He's more abrasive than Luke is when it comes to his political leanings, for certain. Tangelo, it is good to see you, man. And here's the thing: you're making some sense here. So soon, Elon will have access to the smell of your underwear. If they don't smell as they should, you'll get fined. Good to see you, Tangela. You make sure and tell Darth Hawkins that Johnny O from the plot hole says hi. It'll really piss him up. Tennessee Brando. So Tennessee Brando, that has been coming across my feed as well. Some people in Discord are sending me some of his stuff. I'm watching him. I think he's. I think so far what I've seen I've liked. I haven't seen enough of his stuff to make a solid opinion on it. Again, not that you need my opinion. Please make your own opinions. But yeah, I am definitely checking out Tennessee Brando. Liberal redneck. That's what's his name? He's a comedian. He's a comedian, right? That's the same one, right? We're talking about the liberal redneck from Kentucky. He's now in California. Democracy Docket. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones out there. Luke is young and gay, which is a different perspective too. I just like it. No, I like Luke. Don't get me wrong. I think that his voice is important. I also like the fact that he's not, that this is going to sound really bad because I don't think it's terrible when gay creators let you know that they're gay, but he doesn't make that a huge part of his identity. You know what I mean? He's not afraid of it. He's not afraid of being gay. He's not afraid of making that part of his identity, but he's not like, let me hit you over the head with being gay. You know what I'm saying? Man, that sounds terrible. Trey Crowder. That's his name. I couldn't remember his name. Yeah, Trey Crowder. Again, not that I think it's bad or wrong, because obviously I don't. Really, Same with David. Brando can write good music also. I'll check him out for certain. I am checking out Brando, but I'll continue to. You're going to see Trey Crowder on Sunday. Make sure you tell him to come do the Plot Hole podcast. You can do it via remote. You said you told me once that you were best friends with him. So I'm assuming you can make that happen. I know he's on tour. Tell him it's a great place to stop by and have a Discord link. Yeah. Well, okay. So here's the thing. I've been giving Discord links out and people are telling me that they don't work very well. It took me a minute to get Brendan Riley in, but we finally got him in. What is going? Oh, Shiza. Okay, cool. No, Liz, that's awesome. Here we go. Let's get our invite. I'm going to lose my lighting here in a minute, which is, it's what it is. There you go. There's a Discord link for everybody. I do want to say this. I'm going to be on the Creaky Blinders show on Tuesday at, I think, 3 p.m. my time. I think it's 3 p.m. Let me double check. We're going to be talking about an old friend, and I say friend, not really meaning friend. 1:30 p.m. or 2 p.m. Eastern, which is 3 p.m. my time. Yep. So 3 p.m. Central on Tuesday. I'm going to be on the Creaky Blinders show. We're going to be talking about Kent Hovind and how just a massive piece of shit he is. BT Dubs, I don't particularly care for Kent Hovind's I don't particularly care for Kent Hovind's young earth creationism nonsense, but that doesn't irritate me as much as the things we're going to talk about. So, yes, I will be sending a link in Discord to the Creaky show as it's a Creaky Blinder. Let me just get his link to his channel. And like I said, you can check me out. I'll be on there Tuesday. There he is. Doop, doop, doo, doop, 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 doo. Yes, Convict Kent. There's a Creaky's link. So make sure you go subscribe to him. I mean, he's got over 100,000 subs. So, I'm sure he'll happily take more. So go do it. But that'll be fun. Creaky does a lot of sarcastic looks at anti-science like flat earth and young earth creationism and, all that nonsense. So Go check them out. And last thing before we get out of here, I want to ask if you guys have gotten your shirts. Okay, I know this sounds like a shameless plug, but look, you need to go do it. Okay. Now I can't really read the shirt out because, the tubes of you may not appreciate this, but you can see what it says. And I had to put it this way so the shirt would pass the smell test via, the auto checks at certain places who may make the shirt. But go get one. Use I have a coupon code. It's the plot hole. Get you 10% off. I'll make nothing on this shirt. I don't care about making money on this shirt. I've made it as cheap as possible. 10% discount on this shirt. I think it's $19.99 plus shipping, 10% off of that. So you get, $2 off. So you'll pay $17. $17.99 is what you'll pay plus shipping. So $20. Boom. Get the shirt. It's nice. I like it. It's okay, Raven Darkstar. If you can, great. If you can't, look, you know what I mean? Like I said, I understand. You have second row seats. Brooke, I don't, you know what? That's great that you might be able to get another signature, but I don't need another signature. What I need is him to be on the show. Okay, so there's that. Okay. That's all I'm saying. But go get your shirt. Go get your shirt. Link. Who wants the link? I guess you guys want a link. Here you go. There's a link. Go get your shirt. Coupon code PLOTHOLE for 10% off. And it's so much fun. I would love to see all of you in your shirts. Send me if you want, send me your pictures with yourselves in your awesome My Grandpa shirts. It'd be great. All right. That being what it is, it do be that time. Again, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Creaky Blinder, Tuesday. Going to be a lot of fun. And then Wednesday here on the Plot Hole, I'll have Danny D, and we'll talk surprise. We'll talk DEI hirings and firings, and we'll talk just his general overall ways of skincare routine, all this stuff. We're going to talk all this stuff. All right, everybody. I'm Johnny O. I am not ready to go out yet because I don't have things set up because I was too busy doing other things. Now I'm ready to go out. Oh man, it's been one of them weekends. Cheers, everybody. New video dropping tomorrow, I believe. We'll see you next time.